This week on the Cursed Tale Vault, the cursed tale of Katherine Knight, the butcher of Aberdeen. Aberdeen, New South Wales. A quiet, rural town where people left their doors unlocked and everyone knew everyone else. But on the morning of March 1st, 2000, that trust shattered forever. John Price, Pricey to his mates, was the kind of man everyone liked. He worked hard in the local mines, doted on his kids, and had a dry Aussie wit that could crack up a whole pub. So when he didn't show up for work, his friends knew something was wrong. Police officers arrived at his modest home. What they found inside would burn itself into the nation's memory. The woman who loved knives, Katherine Knight, wasn't a stranger to the people of Aberdeen. Born in 1955 into a chaotic and abusive home, she learned early that the world could be cruel, and that sometimes you had to be crueler. She dropped out of school at 15 and took a job at a local slaughterhouse. There, she became a master of knives. Co-workers remembered her honing blades to a razor's edge, proud of her skill. Her personal relationships were storms, volatile, intense, and often violent. Several former partners told chilling stories of assaults, threats, and nights that ended in blood, a tase, but nothing could prepare anyone for what she would eventually do. By the late 1990s, Katherine was in a relationship with John Price. At first it was passionate, even exciting, but soon, her jealous rages and violent temper became too much. When Price finally broke things off, Knight didn't take it well. She moved out, but she wasn't gone. She sent him threats. She stalked him. Friends urged him to stay away. But on the night of February 29, 2000, she came over one last time. They had dinner. They talked. They ended up in bed. Price might have thought things were cooling down, had no idea he'd just spent his last night alive. The murder. While Price slept, Katherine retrieved one of her beloved butcher's knives. She struck quickly and viciously. The first blow woke him. He tried to flee, leaving a trail of blood through the house, but she was relentless. She chased him down, stabbing again and again. By the time it was over, Price had suffered at least 37 stab wounds to his chest, back, and legs. He died on the floor of his hallway, just meters from the front door. What happened next? The killing alone was brutal enough, but Knight's actions afterward horrified even veteran detectives. She used her slaughterhouse skills to skin his body entirely, hanging the skin from a meat hook in the living room doorway. She then cooked parts of his flesh, preparing them with potatoes, pumpkin, and gravy, and arranged the meals on plates alongside name cards, one for each of Price's children. Police would later find a handwritten note, soaked in blood, filled with false accusations about Price. The discovery, when police entered the home the next morning, they stepped into a nightmare. The kitchen smelled of cooked meat. The skin hung grotesquely in the living room. Price's body, headless, mutilated, was in the bedroom. Knight was found in the house, sedated after an apparent unaliving attempt. She was taken to hospital under guard. Justice. Katherine Knight was charged with murder. Initially, she pleaded not guilty, but the evidence was overwhelming. She changed her plea to guilty, sparing the court a trial. The judge called her crime appalling and beyond comprehension, sentencing her to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The first Australian woman to receive such a sentence today. She is held at the Silverwater Women's Correctional Center, her knives forever taken from her reach. This was more than just a murder. It was a case that scarred a community and became one of the darkest chapters in Australian true crime history. The final 24 hours. Tuesday, February 29th, 9 a.m. John Price leaves for work at the mine. So where Katherine is still angry with him, but tries to carry on as normal. At work, he tells colleagues he's worried. She's been sending threats. During the day, Price mentions to friends that if anything happens to him, Catherine's going to kill me. They think he's exaggerating, but he's deadly serious. 3:30 p.m. Katherine buys new black lingerie and prepares a video camera at her home. She also picks up some meat and vegetables from the store. 4 p.m. She sends the kids hers and Price's away to sleep at friends' houses. This is deliberate. She doesn't want them home that night. 5:30 p.m. Katherine drives to Price's home in Aberdeen with her overnight bag, knives, and the groceries. 6 p.m. Price returns from work. Katherine is already there, acting warm and affectionate, as if trying to make peace. A time. They eat dinner together. 8 p.m. They talk, watch some TV. The mood seems calmer, but Price remains uneasy. 9 p.m. Knight persuades Price to have fun with her, wearing the new black lingerie she bought earlier. 11 p.m. They go to bed. Price falls asleep. Teens. Sometime after midnight, Knight rises from bed, retrieves one of her razor-sharp butcher's knives from her bag. 12:30 a.m. She attacks. The first stab wounds wake Price. He scrambles from the bed, bleeding heavily, and tries to escape. He reaches the front door, but Knight drags him back inside. Aha! She continues the attack. 37 wounds in total, piercing vital organs. Price collapses and dies from massive blood loss. 1:30 a.m. to 5 a.m. Katherine methodically cleans up. She uses her slaughterhouse skills to skin Price's body completely, hanging the skin from a meat hook in the living room doorway. She decapitates him and places the head in a pot on the stove. She cooks portions of his flesh with vegetables and gravy, arranging them on plates with name tags, one for each of Price's children. She writes a blood-stained note accusing Price of crimes he never committed. 6 a.m. Neighbors notice Price's car still in the driveway. He hasn't gone to work. 8 a.m. His employer sends a co-worker to check on him. The front door is locked, and they see bloodstains through the window. Police are called. 8:30 a.m. Officers force entry. Inside, they find the horrific scene. Price's skinned body, the cooking pot, and Katherine unconscious after an apparent overdose of pills. And that was the cursed tale of Katherine Knight, the Aberdeen butcher. Thanks so much for watching. If you've got any other creepy or chilling true crime cases you want me to cover, drop them in the comments below. I'm always on the hunt for the next dark tale. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you never miss a spooky upload. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and stay spooky.